Hello, hello. Welcome to this Saturday Live. How are you guys doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Surfing the energies, are you? Me too. So we are in the eclipse portal, and I'm sure you guys can feel it because it is intense, it is potent, it is terrifying, it is exciting. There is uncertainty, but there's possibility, opportunity, potential. Hey Charlotte, how you doing? There's just it's so much potency. So really staying grounded is a huge part of what self-care is all about right now. So self-care is about keeping our thoughts in balance because there's so much energy in the collective. If you are sensitive, if you are empathic, then you will be feeling, it's not a question of if, you will be feeling pulls to the collective energies, and you'll feel undercurrents and riptides of different energies, including anger, frustration, but grief and sadness. You'll feel empowerment, but you'll also feel powerlessness in some energies. And so it's important to be discerning of what is your personal energy and what is the energy coming through in the collective energy, as well as personally keeping in tune with your mental energy, your emotional energy, hi Kathy, and your overall physical well-being, because our physical body is our vessel in this lifetime. It allows us to experience everything, and it is part of everything holistically as a whole. So if your mental space is cloudy, if you're confused, if you're, in repeating negative energies, then it's important to exercise the body. It's important to make sure you have enough water, proper nutrition, proper rest. If your sleep is being disturbed right now, that's very common for eclipse season. A lot of dreams, a lot of very powerful spiritual communication happening in the etheric realms. And so your body is actually picking up on a lot that your conscious mind isn't. So there's a lot going on beneath the scenes, and your guides and your helpers are assisting you with integrating that, but you won't necessarily be aware of it. You will likely only be sensing it through your external processing, which is fatigue, insomnia, or you might actually experience the opposite. So you might have a lot of energy. You might, have a creative burst. It just depends on where you are in your processing, what experiences you're moving through, where you are at on your journey. So much going on. And just once again, just touching, briefly on that balance and that grounding, and relying on your connection with spirit to support you at this time. So it's not just support from your physical friends, family, partners. It is also support from the universe, your animal totems, numerology, those numbers, songs on the radio, those signs and signals passed over loved ones coming through. So be open and willing to receive all the help that is available to you at this time, because we do need a lot of assistance right now. It's not a one man or woman show. And it is safe to accept that assistance from trusted sources and seek information from, wise people as well. So stay in that lane, that energy of balancing, integrating, transmuting these energies that are going on. So because it's, the wild child energies here, I'm using the Oracle of the Shapeshifters by Lucy Cavendish and the Spirit of the Animal Oracle by Jody Bergsma. So those are the two. I'm just going to use two lines. We're going to keep it as simple as possible. And then if I have to, or if I want to, I'm going to clarify with the Fairy Messages Oracle. And that one is by Pauline Cassidy. So let's get started. I've already pulled the cards. So the way I do it is they're face down. I pull them right before the reading. And so I just pull them one at a time. So I go past, present, future, position. And if you haven't found me already on Facebook, I'm over there at Kindred Heart Tarot. I also am releasing my new Kindred Spirit Love Oracle deck. So this is now available for sale on Marketplace. I will put the link below. And in addition to any donations, I'll put the link to PayPal down there. So if you'd like to make a donation, you can. And thank you so much to everybody who has donated and supported me on this journey. I really am truly grateful for that. It means a lot. So let's get started. And just so you know, I have priced these at 65 Canadian. So it's a 77 card oracle deck. So it's kind of like a tarot, but it is an oracle style. So it's not based on the tarot at all, but tarot typically has 76 cards. This one has 77. I wanted there to be a lot of content in there for that romance and relationship and personal healing and development energy. So that is the information for that. Let's get started for the past position. These are the weekly energies. So we'll see what's going on. And we are moving towards the solstice, which is also an eclipse. So big energies. So yes, you might be feeling very overwhelmed. That is part of the course right now. So thanks, Charlotte. Okay, let's see. We've got Penguin, authenticity, be authentic. Reach out to your tribe in times of need. Family gives you strength when you face the storm. So yes, we have been experiencing so many small storms and big overarching storms, personal storms and collective storms. It's very interesting. Love your uniqueness. You are full of surprises. Break free from others' expectations and just be yourself. This is a huge theme right now, is expectations from other people. And I was talking about it before in terms of seeking approval, looking for validation outside of yourself. And before we were talking about that more in terms of how that affects us in our romantic relationships. Now, yes, it does affect us in all of our relationships, but I believe when I've been referencing it in the past, it was more to do with that energy of romantic relationship and where we seek validation outside ourselves and where we have those trauma bonds and wounding patterns. Now I'm going to actually be talking about this a little bit more broad, in terms of a broad scope for others' expectations, because right now there is this kind of tunnel or gauntlet of energies where we are maneuvering from an old way and we are moving into this new energy where we're learning, our own limitations. We're learning our new freedom and liberation in terms of how we are perceiving our world right around us, our now, and how we're perceiving the external world as well, and how we fit in with that now, because there's a difference between how we thought we fit in with the world before, when we were our kind of old identity and not really in our true authenticity, still peeling off the layers of societal constructs and constructs that family members or, our relationship trauma patterns kind of had us projecting. And so now that we're removing those and we're layer by layer taking those away and moving into a more authentic energy patterns and really standing in our power and going, no, this is what I'm claiming. These are my boundaries. I will not accept lying. I will not accept manipulation. I will see emotional manipulation, abuse, and trauma, and I will walk away from it, learning how to manage your vulnerability in terms of understanding now that you cannot be vulnerable without proper boundaries. It's almost like if you are a very sensitive and loving being, the amount of love you have to give. So if you're one of those people who just have like an ocean of depth in terms of the love that you can give and receive in partnership, it is reasonable to say that you need boundaries equal to the amount of love that you are willing to give and receive. Because if you aren't willing to establish those healthy boundaries, then other people will be able to take as much from you as they possibly can. And that can leave you feeling quite depleted. And that means that if you are able to give, it's 11:11. If you are able to give a lot of beautiful, amazing, loving energy, someone can come in and take a lot of beautiful, amazing energy from you, and that can leave you feeling quite resentful and depleted. So those boundaries have to be equivalent to the amount of love that you are able to give and receive. And I'm talking about healthy, beautiful, loving, totally, absolutely necessary boundaries. So now, breaking free from others' expectations includes that energy of those boundaries that we have created. So you might be moving forward now. You're taking action. So the world is going out, or the universe is going, yes, okay, you have permission to move now, where you've been in a place of kind of the hanged man and looking at everything, looking at your past, looking at what you want in the future, redefining yourself, redefining goals, changing things, restructuring things. And now people are going, I don't think that's a very good idea. Or maybe you should do this, or maybe you should go here, or maybe you should do this. And really, it can get to the point where it's like a cacophony, and you're like, just stop. And it's interesting because if you feel the energy from that, it's like overbearing and overwhelming and very constricting. And it's trying to funnel you into wherever a whole bunch of other people want to go. So a whole bunch of external reference points are feeding you down a river, so to speak, rather than you in your little paddle boat with your paddle and your oar, and you're waving to the people on the shore going, bye, I'm on my adventure now. This is my co-creation with spirit. And yes, I can listen to you if I want to take your advice, if I want to listen to what you have to say, if I asked you for your opinion, because that's another thing. Did someone ask permission to give you that advice? Or did you request that from someone? Because if they didn't, or if you didn't, then it's possible that that is actually a breach of your boundaries. And so that might be, a fragment of the old where you're teaching people now that you're not doing that anymore. And it might take a little bit of time for people to adjust to this new you and your boundaries, because it could put some people off. People who like to manipulate and take from people, quite often they do not like boundaries. So they will actually have a lack of boundaries in their life, and they really enjoy it when they can take from you and when they can project onto you, because that, they thrive on that. That's part of how they receive power, and it's coming from an external source. So now that you're generating power from your internal source, people who generate from other people and kind of take from other people, they're going to be a little put off by you. They might be attracted, they might be put off, but you're really going to have to be aware of this energy of people trying to put their expectations, their ideas, their ideologies, what they would do or wouldn't do. And also really do remember here that the more constriction, the more judgment and criticism someone puts on you for following your dreams and standing in your authentic truth, that is all coming from fear, baby. So that person is operating from a place of fear and lack. And you're going, no, I'm moving away from that. I'm sailing away, like Enya told me to. I'm sailing away from lack and negativity and people trying to dictate my life for me. So this is awesome. Be yourself. Make your own choices, know the power of making your own choices. And yes, that responsibility is very uncomfortable. I'm in that right now. I'm uncomfortable with the amount of responsibility that is, but I'm also excited by the freedom that is providing me. So I hope you guys are in the same lane there in terms of, really recognizing where people are trying to dictate your course and where you've allowed, people to express their opinions just kind of wantonly, where you didn't ask for it, you didn't say, I'm looking for your assistance here, and they're just boop, 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 boop. Really kind of see who's doing that. Look out for that, and you might have to put up some verbal boundaries and say, thank you for I know you mean well, or I believe you mean well, but I'm not looking for your opinion on this one. This is what I've decided to do. And I hope I have your support. So let's get some clarity on that one. Pose brave flight. So we have you will not let fear stop you this time, resonating to the number 8. So we have some looping cycles happening here. But this one talks about community as well. And, we've got her riding on a pigeon here. And the pigeon can be found almost all over the world. And it's interesting because if we think of pigeons, it seems like they all kind of go together. It'd be interesting to look up some animal totem pigeon energy for this one. But this card in particular is talking about messages coming through and opportunities coming through, and you really are deciding this time to answer the call, to respond to the message, to engage, to not engage, and also to operate from a place where you're responding from a grounded long-term perspective rather than maybe fear and or a short-term reaction. So this is really, really neat in terms of that energy of standing in our authenticity, asking for our tribe in times of need and family, but also having strong boundaries and healthy coping mechanisms with family, and learning to break free from other people's ideas of what we should and shouldn't be doing. So this pose brave flight, we're not going to let the fear of others or the fear that we have within ourselves from taking this next step on our journey. So what is this next step? Ladybug, good luck. I like this. You are a bright energy. Let worry go and be happy here and now. Feel good about being a loving and colorful you. You bless the world with color and good luck. So this is the cool thing, and a lot of people have been talking about this as well. Remember that when things are chaotic and your energy is chaotic, there are certain energies that will be attracted to like energies. And so if you're in a chaotic space, you might feel that you are inviting chaotic energies in. And so you're just going to be experiencing, more chaotic energy. If you can tap in just a little bit deeper so you can recognize, oh, baby, this is chaotic. Like, whoa, I am uncomfortable. I am off balance. So I'm going to tap in a little bit deeper. I'm going to dig deeper into those roots of mine. And I'm actually going to just tap into my full expression and what I love about myself. And even if I have to ask friends, so what do you love about me again? What's awesome about me again? So you can have that in the forefront of your mind because, we see ourselves much differently than other people see us. So sometimes it's actually really easy. I remember doing some, not a lesson, but like not a game, trying to, anyways, it's where you write down really awesome things about people and you just stick them in a little envelope. And if you're in a group setting, and then that person goes away with them after, and then you read them when you get home. And it's really neat because you have no idea how other people perceive you in terms of like a first time meeting or whatnot. So it's interesting to tap back into your authentic nature. So even if you're off kilter, you're off balance right now, you're struggling, you might, be anxious, fearful, you might have some really tight energy and not really receptive and flowing. If you can understand and remember that, yes, there's this innate part of you that's always there, that's receptive, that's flowing, that's bright, that's vulnerable, that's loving, and go, okay, that always resides in me. It is always there. Right now, it's a little bit blocked. So then you can go, okay, I'm going to work on unblocking whatever is blocking this positive, attractive energy, this good luck energy that I see possibilities. I see things that other people don't. I'm going to move forward without fear stopping me. Even if nobody else would be willing to do it, I'm going to go there because that's what I was born to do. Born to shine, born to fly. So continue to call back that energy, call back that bright energy, that authentic energy. And also penguins, loyalty as well. Loyalty, family, community, nurturing, very, very powerful energies that we have to rely on and call back when we're feeling off balance. So you bless the world with color and good luck. So really continue to shine through that murkiness, shine through the confusion. It's not really about a light coming in to provide clarity for you. It's about the light within you shining out to clear out those blockages, clear out those energies that are creating confusion or conflict outside of yourself, because that's not necessarily inside of yourself. What is outside is blocking you. So let's see what the clarity for that. Fiona and the unicorn. So we've got a lot of third eye activity here. The gift of sacred sight resonating to the number 11. So this one, it's kind of funny because what I'm picking up on this card right now, take a look at those eyes. She is like, fuck this. And and I have to say that because part of me has been struggling with this week. I have intuition and I have depth, and sometimes I feel really on point with that clarity for myself. And you guys might know this if you use Oracle or Tarot cards for yourself. Sometimes it's really difficult to give yourself a reading. You can give other people amazing insight and amazing information and wisdom about their life or psychic hits and intuition. But when you're looking at yourself, it's always through this filtered lens of how you perceive the world. So what I'm picking up from this Fiona and the unicorn right now is you do have intuitive energies and psychic energies opening up. And it might be a little bit uncomfortable because you're not quite sure how to harness it yet. And it might actually, at first, be more like a block than it is a gift and an ability to help you move forward with action. It's like we have to integrate it before it can really assist us. It's like we have been given a new car, but the e-brake's on. So be patient with yourself as you're learning to use your new compass, so to speak. And that third eye, that intuition, as you're learning to see your path and navigate your path with all senses, with your third eye, with your crown chakra, with your root and your grounding and your sacral chakra. So you've got creation energy. When those paths are open, it can be a little bit tricky too, because then when you take the e-brake off, you're woo, flying. So just understand that when we're in this full energy and getting our legs, so to speak, and opening our wings up and learning to fly again, understand that there's going to be little hiccups here and there where we're going, am I getting this right? Is that my intuition? Right? You might second guess yourself a little bit here, especially in the eclipse portal. So don't get down on yourself if you're having a bit of intuitive blocks or just tiny little hindrances here and there. It might take a little bit of extra time to work through and get back to that ladybug, get back to your color, move them clouds away, because those clouds are here. Like, it is heavy, like I was saying. So it's not about them not being there. It's learning how to cope with them. It's learning how to adjust them and move them. And it's learning how to do that with your third eye energy as well. So seeing, listening with what is being said and not being said. So you might have something, for instance, for me, I have something happening in my life right now where I'm like, it's not necessarily exactly what I want. I wouldn't have picked that. It wouldn't be 100% yes for me. But there's something in the back going, you don't know why this works, but it works. So it might not be what you want right now, but it's what you need. Are you able to accept that? And I'm kind of like, and that's what I'm talking about with this Fiona and the unicorn energy. There might be a little bit of learning in terms of understanding your own communication style now with how you operate, making decisions, like being decisive and being discerning. So very interesting energies happening. And for future position, no surprise here, we have the Ram, Perseverance. I believe this came up in our last reading. And this says you have many gifts. So once again, referencing your gifts, I think every single card here talks about our gifts in some way or another. So you have many gifts. No problem can withstand the power of your mind. With patience, you can reach your mountaintop. Never give up, and good luck will follow. So we do have this undercurrent of good luck. So if you felt you have had a string of bad luck, Spirit is reminding us that the good luck is here. We are persevering to uncover it. That energy is blocked in some ways right now. And yet in some ways, it's right there for the taking. It's right there to receive and take advantage of these opportunities. So, and the interesting thing about this, the power of your mind. So here we're talking about tribe, teamwork, I get more of an emotional vibe from here. And learning how to say no to fear and move forward, facing our fears as we learn to take flight. This one is about like our internal, even our physical, I think for the ladybug, our physical beauty, our physical energy, allowing ourselves to shine brightly. Like if you are eating well, if you're drinking a lot of water, your skin is going to glow and shine, and that color will shine through, and people will be like, wow, like I love your energy. I want to be near you. And they're very attracted to that and excited about that. This one is like, all right, you got your grounding. So you've got your bright color shining, you're authentic. You know your roots, you know your tribe, you know who you can trust, and you know where you need to be discerning. And you know that you have this third eye insight, but you also understand that you have the crown chakra and your mind, your faculties. So many of you who are highly gifted intuitively and highly sensitive emotionally, you're actually very intelligent as well. So it's not just like you've got one thing going for you. You probably have a lot of genius qualities in you as well, where you can see those solutions where other people can't. You can see a path where other people would not tread. So understand that your differences are your power right now. And in order to change the world, in order to get to where you've always wanted to go, your spirit knows what you've always wanted to see in the world and see in yourself. You do have to be very strategic and intelligent about that. So this is about perseverance and planning and understanding you are going towards a big goal here all along the way. Wherever there's little goals and achievements and accomplishments, you're still on a major path. So it is about this journey. So it's persevering through the journey, the entire journey, which takes a lot of balancing action and rest. So be intelligent, be intellectual with these decisions you're making. And also remember that this third eye extension can really help your intellectual decisions. So it can actually aid in that decision making in terms of not hindering it. So some people think that if you're coming from the mind and you're making decisions from the mind, you can't be connected with your intuition. Well, it's entirely the same as someone who's just all emotions and intuition, right? So if you merge the two, that is a huge powerhouse to have your intellect merged with your intuition and your emotions merged with your intuition. And how much more powerful and strong will you be in making those decisions where you have a bullshit detector go off and you're going, no, intellectually I have this detector going off, and emotionally I have this going off, and I'm going to stand my ground and I'm going to move past this. I'm going to create a solution here, and I'm going to continue walking my journey, even though it might be a little bit more challenging. So very, very powerful energies of keep going, and every step of the way in our now, we have to be very vigilant about our energy source. So if we don't have more energy, then we have to be smarter with our energy. So, and clarifying that end card, we have the Snake Princess. So the serpentine path to power resonating to the number 6. We have some choices here in relationship, but this is also about, this talks about the Lilith energy, but it also talks about the Kundalini power and the rising of the divine feminine and the divine masculine within you. So this one is talking about really feeling empowered in your decision-making skills, trusting yourself and your ability to move in different directions and try new things and meet new people and consider different ways of approaching your life and your life decisions where you're not held back by, I was going to say dogma, but I don't think that's the right word I'm looking for. You're not held back by other people's perceptions of you. You know, Lilith and Eve, if you go back into that energy, you know, everyone kind of looked at Lilith like she was too wild or too this. So Eve was brought into the picture. And this is kind of saying, no. Lilith holds a lot of power. So does Eve, but it's up to you to decide what your power is. It's up to you to decide what you see as a storyline you want to follow. So are you going to listen to fear and other people's opinions and energies, other people's expectations of you, or are you going to break out on your own path and nurture and cultivate your own power? So Snake is all about healing. So shedding, healing, and listening with your underbelly, listening to the vibrations of the earth, being willing to be blind for a time in order to become new again. So, and this apple, you know, we think, okay, we've got temptation as well in the old story, but what is it really? What do we want to break it down into? Is it fearlessness? Is it a willingness to take a look at our temptations? To go, oh, okay, interesting. That's why I might be tempted to distract myself here or there. But am I afraid of it? No. I'm going to move through it. It is teaching me a lesson, and I'm going to take that lesson. I'm going to devour that lesson. I'm going to swallow it whole like a snake does. And I'm going to digest the whole darn thing. And I'm going to take every morsel of nutrients, every morsel of energy and light from this lesson, so that I can bring it back out in my own power. So if someone disempowered you or was in disempowerment themselves and projected it on you and you took it on, no. You're reclaiming your power now and you're going to move forward with that. And this snake is your ally. It is not your enemy. So now you're understanding, okay, all right, I got this in shadow and in darkness, in duality. I am both. I am stronger that way because I can relate and understand. And if you can't see darkness in people or yourself, you're not going to understand why you need to be discerning of people who would come in and want to take that. So we have this good luck energy, this beautiful energy. If you are intuitive, powerful, willing, open, adventurous, you're willing to take those risks, other people, they might look at you and be like, I want some of that energy, or I want to ride on those coattails. You know, I don't want to do the work. I'm totally fine with you doing the work, and then I'm just going to hop on for the ride. And now it's like, if you didn't look at your shadows, if you didn't look at your darkness, you might be like, oh, hey, it's great to have you here. I'm so excited. But now that you know your darkness and you are able to see shadow in other people, you're like, you can do your own work because you totally are empowered enough to do that. And you have all your guides and your resources and your help to do that. So I'm not going to do your work for you. That's your job, babe. So, and then you're like, yeah, I'm just going to keep on going, right? So you can be compassionate and kind of humorous in how you look at other people's willingness to take from you what you've worked hard for, and you're responsible for saying no or yes, right? So you give permission, and you also give permission for someone to disempower you, right? So it's interesting that we have the perseverance and the path to power. So I think Spirit is telling us here that in the future, we're still not quite in our full power because we're still on the path to power, right? So we're still working through a couple things in terms of how we are receiving that information and where we are at on our own personal spiral. So very, very interesting energies today, but definitely reminding us to stand in our truth, say no to other people's expectations of us, to stand more in our own vibrancy, our own color, our own lane, and to use our gifts of intuition for the third eye. Do some third eye clearing. Make sure that that is nice and open, that there's a good flow there. Also, that root and sacral chakra are really essential, because if your upper chakras are open and you're working really hard on them, but you have blocked root and sacral, you're going to have trouble manifesting in the physical. So making sure to have that lower energy, root, sacral, open, letting go of jealousy, envy, letting go of that attachment energy, and going, I'm free to live my life. And I'm free to open my intuition. I'm free to tap into the earth like the snake does. And if you think about the eagle and the snake medicine, I know eagle didn't come in, but I'm going to reference it because the snake is kind of like the king of the earth, so to speak, or the queen of the earth, so to speak. And the eagle is the king or queen of the sky, right? And so if you merge those energies, just remember to have both your root chakras nice and open and receiving from the earth, and your crown and third eye chakras open and receiving. So if you have one or the other, you might feel a little bit off balance. You might not be able to ground in your intuitive energies coming in. But if you've got both nice and open, and you are protected, and you have strong boundaries, and you're in your power and in your authenticity and knowing your own value and your worth, then I think you're going to have a really new experience in terms of how you're cultivating and manifesting in your life. So awesome energies there. If you guys want a personal reading, I am willing to do card pulls for you guys. Just put yes, please in the comments there. Otherwise, this is going to be a little bit of a shorter reading. Just touching into the energies. There's so much going on. I do think that that is enough information to take us into the week. And of course, we will have Tarot Tuesday to kind of check in and see, have there been any shifts? Have there been any new big moves? And I am also going to be doing a solstice reading as well. So once again, don't feel obligated to, but if you'd like to buy me a coffee, put in a request for a deck, and or simply donate for me and my channel, then that link is on my Kindred Heart Tarot Facebook page, but I'll also put it below on this YouTube video. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to be notified when a new video comes up, then make sure to press the notification bell, and you'll get a heads up when I'm going live or something is on. So without further ado, let's see, Kathy, let's pull a card for you. I'm going to pull from the fairy deck here. And thank you guys for tuning in today. It's awesome to see you. So Kathy, this one is for you. It says inspiration. It's a beautiful little card. And we got a full moon there. I think we are at 45% of our moon right now, and it's in Pisces. So we're coming back, or maybe we're building up. I'm like, do we just have a new moon? Anyway, be open to a world of endless possibilities. Okay, so pose brave flight there for you. So whereas we were looking at things maybe in a more restricted view in the past sometimes, this one is actually saying, okay, as we clear out those old energies, as we clear out jealousy and attachments, as we clear out, ways that we thought things would go for certain, we're really allowing spirit to take us in a new direction. We're allowing spirit to, you know, be in the driver's seat for a little while and assist us in getting to a place where we can hit the ground running again. So this is, be open to a world of endless possibilities. And what's interesting here, she's holding something in her hands here, and it kind of looks like a root system to me. It looks like a little like tree root that she's holding on to. So understanding your connection to everything, that everything is actually connected to your choices and your ultimate path here, because we are all affecting one another. So, it's okay to be a little bit tentative on this new path, but it's also okay to start feeling inspired by what's possible. It's, tap into those energies of good luck, being possible for us, that there is this energy, this underlying current of good luck that's just there, just brimming, just bubbling up to the surface and ready, even though it doesn't feel like, it might not look like it on the surface, but it's there. And remember that perseverance and standing in your power, that's how we embrace and receive that good luck that is meant and destined for us. So Charlotte, let's see what energy you've got going on here. What does Spirit want you to know for your highest? Oh, that one there. Okay, love it. Prosperity. This one's a beautiful card. I'll try to. So we've got the owl medicine in there as well. And we've got kind of like a dream catcher medicine up top too. So paying attention to your dreams. You've got lots of dream potency and symbolism coming through right now. Also the energy of discernment and wisdom. So knowing that with the greater wisdom that you carry, the greater wisdom that you hold, I'm just like, oh, ding, the more discernment you will need, because the more power you hold, the more value that holds for people who just want to ride on that coattail energy. So, and with great power comes great responsibility. That saying is there for a reason, Monsieur Spider-Man knew. And there goes the vacuum. I tell you, every single time. Anyway, the inner power supplied by spiritual prosperity lasts an eternity. So when you are focusing on your inner spiritual journey more than you are focusing on purely materialism, that lasts an eternity. That just doesn't stay here when you hit the grave. And that's a little bit insensitive there, but we all know it's coming at some point. And we know that our spiritual lessons, our spiritual journey, that prosperity, that abundance that is us, we are that abundance. We emanate that abundance. The abundance that comes from the outside is only reflecting the abundance that we have within us. So this spiritual prosperity that lasts an eternity, you have an inner well of this at this time. You are very strong in this energy of prosperity. So just know that you are going to be one of the leaders for bridging the gap between the material realm and the inner spiritual abundance. So I do believe strongly that you are one of the forerunners in terms of calling in that abundance. And so that does mean for you also to remember to focus on that root and sacral chakra energy just as much as you are embracing your third eye and your crown chakra energies. So very, very potent and powerful prosperity energies coming to you. And that totally matches up with this good luck energy, because you're able to receive it 100% with, humility, but also pride, because you've earned it. So very, very beautiful message for you there, Charlotte, as well. And I was just seeing if there's anything in the card that I wanted to see. And I don't know, she's opening her, she's got kind of like a cloak that she's just opening wide. And I do feel like as your boundaries are also increasing, and who and what you will accept in terms of other people's expectations, you're going to be more able to actually operate with an open heart and vulnerability in your prosperity energies and seeking and cultivating that prosperity, because you might have been, a little bit more guarded with it before. But as everything balances out in terms of, hey, Marilyn, in terms of those boundaries increasing and you really standing in that power and persevering, you'll be able to open up the doors wider for this prosperity energy to come in. So that's really, really cool and awesome energy. So, Marilyn, if you're still on, if you'd like a card pull, then I can pull a personal card for you for the weekend. Other than that, that is the short and sweet of it this morning, you guys. I have a little bit of, energy to do this reading today, but I have been going through it, so I don't want to push it today. I want to just, kind of touch base and then make sure I go do my grounding today and meditate and kind of be in those kind of earth energies a little bit more. So Marilyn, this is for you. Oh, you got the inspiration card as well. You probably weren't on when I read Kathy's, so it came up again. So this is inspiration. Be open to a world of endless possibilities. So for you as well, Marilyn, if you didn't catch the reading, we have this energy of good luck and shining your light through and persevering, continuing to open up to your own power and your own gifts of sacred sight. And so we're really starting to move away from feelings of constriction and opening up to possibilities a little bit more than before. We might still be a little bit guarded, but we're starting to open up a little bit more because we're learning how to balance our discernment and our boundaries. So Marilyn, that is for you as well. And I was saying to Kathy that there's this energy of, she's holding on to this root system, that goes all the way down here. And so really tapping into your root chakra, your sacral chakra, making sure those are open and flowing as you're opening your third eye and crown chakra as well, so that there's a direct line of flow and that can move out any stagnant energies in terms of being open to endless possibilities. So instead of seeing only a limited perspective, opening up to that endless perspective of possibilities coming your way through these changes and these challenges, because we are persevering. We are still on this mountain. So we haven't come to the other side yet. We're still on this path, on this journey in this eclipse portal. So take really good care of yourselves. And if you get wiped out by a wave, find your authentic friends, those people who are in their own truth, find those people and ask for help, or say, hey, can we chat? I'm just got knocked over by a wave, or I'm not feeling it today. Help me stand in my power, right? So there you go. Connect in with those people who have the capacity and the ability to stand in their power without a facade, without bringing you down, without feeding off of your pain, off of your discomfort, off of your energy or your love that you have to give. So right now, as a final parting gift, say no to energy vampires. There is no space for them in your life right now. And that's for everybody who's watching live. That's for me. And that's for everyone who catches the replay. It's really important to say no to those people, because they must learn their own lessons. And if you say yes to that, they will not learn. They will be enabled. And if you say yes to that, then you are saying yes to that cycle happening again in your life. So it's time to say no to that cycle if you haven't already, and really embrace your beautiful, authentic power and your ability to persevere and find creative solutions in this lifetime and on your path right now. So lots of love, you guys. Take care, and I will catch you next time. Bye for now. Au revoir. Ciao.